Let's wait till some people get in here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I am here at the Coral Springs Mall, bringing you a David update. David and Celeste, D4VD update with Celeste. And what's going on with her, and that they're about the Tesla. Okay, we're gonna cover two videos today. One by Miss Benningfield / Pascal and Miss Nancy Grace. Yeah, we need to be updated by the news channels on what's going on with the David / Celeste case. Did David do it? Sources say he had time to leave his tour and go to wherever Celeste was in California and do a tour and go back on tour. Did the manager play a role in Celeste's unaliving? He speaks out today, and so we'll hear from the manager of David. And also, is David D4VD being framed by the manager or close friend that's just out to get him, or a random person jealous of him? So we're gonna talk about that. And the body of Celeste Hernandez, was it together or was it dismembered? We keep hearing all kinds of stories about Miss Celeste's body when it was found, and we need to get to the truth. And also, was Miss Celeste Hernandez pregnant when she was found? We're gonna get into that. So was she pregnant? Did the manager take her life? Did the manager frame Mr. David? Did David do it? And how was her body found? Was she dismembered or not? We keep hearing different stories. And the family speaks out and says Celeste was missing for a year. And 6 months ago, they have footage of Miss Celeste at her house. So how was she missing? And they said she went to visit her parents. How did she visit her parents and she was missing? So if she's home, she's home. I mean, I don't understand that. They said she was missing for a year, but she went home 6 months prior to them saying that she was missing. So she was missing only maybe 6 months and not a year. So we're gonna look at a couple of videos and some news report, and we're gonna get down to the bottom of this. Thank you. Hello, welcome in people to the Shantavia Chronicles / the Shantavia Disney Wonders. They are tripping about my name, but I'm still kicking, and yeah, my channel will be putting together pretty soon. I'm getting some more stuff to make my channel pop, and so we'll see tomorrow. Please come in and hit the like. So welcome in to the Shantavia Chronicles / Shantavia Disney Wonders. So let's get into the first video, and we're gonna see about what Miss Celeste's body when she was found. Was it dismembered or was she pregnant? And so we're gonna hit my friend Mr. Pascal's video right now. Okay, we're gonna turn this around.
You know what I mean? And then when I'm here and I have time to do a longer formatted video or a live, you'll get
what is going on? Why
like
is this?
Or, you know, like the one I did where
rotate. It's rotated.
Charlie Kirk.
The orientation is locked. Rotate device back.
Right.
Why is it locked?
Make sure you're watching the shorts, okay?
No. Okay.
But one of the things that I did say in one of the shorts that I put out today. I said this, okay? Celeste Rivas, her death certificate, okay? They still are deferring her cause of demise. But they now say that she is not pregnant. So that's one thing that we had everybody and their mama wanting to know. Hey, was she pregnant? There was all these theories left and right. Oh, she must have been pregnant. She had to have been pregnant. That's the reason.
So, according to TMZ, Miss Celeste Rivas Hernandez was not pregnant. So let's get back into the video for Mr. Pascal.
That's why she was found stuffed in a trunk, in the front trunk of this Tesla, right? Well, we're now hearing that they did toxic, that during the examination of her body, medical examiner went through and found out that she was not pregnant, nor was she ever pregnant throughout the year, okay? So she was never pregnant. She never has been pregnant. She wasn't pregnant when she lost her life. So that's massive news, all right? Very, very big news that I think matters, okay? But let's talk about this here really, really quick, okay? It says here, her death certificate shows what we expected. The cause of demise is being deferred because they're still waiting for the toxicology results to come back. So they're still waiting on that. While the LA County Medical Examiner and the LAPD try to establish how she passed away, they still do not know. They are still in the dark. And now they're starting to feel like maybe it was an accident. Maybe she passed away on accident. In other words, maybe she took something that she shouldn't have taken and she OD'd, right? That's a possibility. But at the same time, somebody moved her body. Somebody most definitely put her body in a trunk of a Tesla to cover something up, to hide her body somehow. It's not like she OD'd and then just took herself and just put herself in a bag, okay? Put herself in a plastic bag and then put herself in the front trunk of a damn Tesla. Let's be completely real here, okay? Let's be completely real. Foul play happened here. She OD'd, someone freaked out, if that's the situation, and try to cover their tracks. But we'll see what happens, okay, with this whole thing, okay? We'll see. But moving on. The death certificate obtained by TMZ says Celeste was found on, of course, we already know about all this, okay, in this vehicle. By the way, he wrote vehicle. They wrote vehicle in this article. So I guess somebody uses the word vehicle, if you get what I'm saying, with the Tyler Robinson thing, okay? But they said vehicle right here. The manner of death is pending as the investigation continues. The certificate says an autopsy was performed, but we're told the medical examiner is awaiting toxicology results like we already know, okay? So maybe next week, I don't know how long it takes. It's been 2 weeks since
Oh my gosh.
we found out that there was a girl in a mother-loving frunk of a Tesla. So you'd think that they would already have, maybe if they're on their, like we're almost done, like we're about to get the toxicology results back here very, very soon. Because, dear God, it shouldn't take this long, right? But it does. So according to the certificate, Celeste was not pregnant, nor has she been in the last year. And that is a very, very important piece of information that debunks everything that everybody's been running their mouths about. Even myself. I was like, she was pregnant. I don't know. We don't know. We gotta wait for the information. Now we know. She was not pregnant at all whatsoever. That is big. The teenager, now this is the problem I'm having. Because I'm hearing two different stories.
Me too.
Am I the only one that is hearing these two different stories? Hear me out. The next sentence here says the teenager's dismembered body was discovered in the trunk of David's Tesla in early September in the Hollywood Hills. First off, hold on. I thought, that's the one thing I'm confused about. I hear reports where she's completely intact, but she was just really badly decomposed.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out myself. Is she intact or she dismembered? So we know she's not pregnant. According to TMZ, she's not pregnant, and she never has been within the year. And also, I forgot, David's parents' house was allegedly swatted last week in Texas. So let's get back to the video.
Then I hear other stories where we see and hear TMZ themselves say that her body was dismembered. So which one is it? No, don't worry. We're gonna continue talking about that in a little bit. But again, I'm going, which one is it? Was she intact? Was her body intact? Or was she dismembered? That's the thing I'd like to have answered. Because we're hearing two different things. But moving on. She was found in the abandoned Tesla in early September, like we already know. And as we first reported, police have been anxiously awaiting the medical examiner's report or results. So LAPD Captain Scott Williams told us it was crucial for their investigation to know whether Celeste passed away from foul play or other causes. Without ME's findings, medical examiner's findings, it couldn't be squarely called a homicide. Yet it's homicide that's conducting and spearheading this whole investigation in the first place. Now I get it because of what, because of the situation. But at the same time, if you can't sit there and go, no, we can't sit here and say it's a homicide, yet they're treating it as such anyway. But, I digress. Because here's the thing. Let me just point this out too. If she really was dismembered, then that means somebody had to use tools to separate that person. So foul play was most definitely going on. Whether that foul play was the result of her losing her life or foul play was done after she lost her life. You get what I'm saying? Foul play is still going on here, guys. Someone tried to cover this up. Like I said, the wildest thought I had in my mind, which would be like something you see out of a comedy, would be like, she took something while she was, completely zooted. She thought it'd be really funny to get into the front of his Tesla as a joke, but then couldn't get out. I don't know. But I feel like that, you see what I'm saying? But that doesn't make any sense. That's just idiotic. That's something you see in a movie. Like it's a really morbid comedy movie, right? But again, somebody did something either to take her out or to hide her remains after she took something that she shouldn't have taken. Period. Okay? Period. And to me, when you know for a fact that David is the one that owns that Tesla, his name is on that Tesla, he has a lot of explaining to do. Period. And I truly think he's the one who was trying to do some sort of cover-up. Could be just as innocent as she took something and she OD'd. And then he freaked the F out. Why? Because his soulmate, his partner, who is not of age,
Say it again.
And she just perished taking something that she shouldn't have been taking. You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can think of. Outside of just, you know what I mean? The straight murk. Jealous rage or something of that sort. Okay? But I'm telling you right now, hell to the no. It ain't that. That ain't the case. That ain't the case here. Okay? David continued touring while police investigated, which is wild to me. that he still went on tour, even after the fact. But canceled his Seattle tour.
Oh my God. Well, shoot, he got to make his money. I mean, how else is he going to pay for his lawyer and put some money on his books and make the phone calls? He got to keep touring so he can have some money. Because y'all ain't going to pay for his lawyer. So, yeah, he needs to make his money. So what do you guys feel about that? Do you think David is guilty? You think he's innocent? Do you think people are framing David and they need to let this poor black man be? Let me know in the comments. Put any type of comments in there so it could boost up the algorithm and my videos will be shown up in here in the YouTube. So, yes. Do you think David did it? Do you think he didn't do it? So let's go back to the video.
A Seattle show after police identified Celeste and fans quickly connected her to David through video and photo evidence. And obviously there's tons of stuff with her in it. Look at her, she's right there. We've already seen this video, all that stuff, okay? So, and remember, we spoke to Celeste's mother, who told us she had an eerie feeling her daughter was the one found in the vehicle. And revealed she knew she was dating someone.
Oh my God, no!
We already know his name is David Brke. Now, he's been silent, still silent on this matter, then canceled his remaining U.S. tour dates on September 19th. Finally, right? The release of the deluxe version of his album, Withered, which is also very interesting, that he's got an album called...
Okay, so give me 1 second. Let's see what is going on with this phone. Okay, I was trying something else. It's not working. So let me get back on this other phone. Yes. Yeah, it's not working. Sorry, having technical difficulties.
Yeah, they're about to separate themselves. They're about to distance themselves from this artist as quickly as they bloody can. I'm sorry for saying that, but it's the truth. TMZ also learned police searched the LA home in which the streamer turned artist was residing before the tour began, which we already know. Looking for traces of blood and taking hair samples. You know, Vanessa, that is a very good question. That's a very good question, Vanessa. Okay? Why wouldn't he? In fact, if any of this ever happened, right? If any of, like, given the fact this all happened, if he knew about it, why even do the tour in the first place, right? I mean, if
He need money.
But your friend is missing. This girl that you clearly, to me, it clearly tells me that he has an obsession. He has a very deep obsession. Okay? Very deep obsession with this girl named Celeste. If you're the love of your life, your obsession, whatever, your muse, it literally was his muse. She was his muse. Suddenly just disappears out of nowhere. Aren't you concerned about that, Ish? Aren't you calling the cops and saying, hey, I don't know where she went? Aren't you trying to reach out? Aren't you trying to see if she's okay? Given the fact that she is known for running away. You'd hate to hear that thought of her being like living off the streets, right? So wouldn't you want to try to make sure that that person that you care for, that is your muse, that is your love, etc., wouldn't you do everything you could to make sure that person's okay, regardless if you're cool or not? There's somebody's safety, there's somebody's livelihood, right? LA is no joke. Yeah, I know, Jasmine, 14-year-old muse, that's... But we feel it may be criminal, but we don't know yet. Sorry for the quick breakdown, but that's kind of what they're saying right now. Robbery, homicide division investigation into the demise of Celeste Hernandez. So they say Hollywood, Los Angeles, the LAPD's robbery homicide division, the RHD, has been diligently investigating the demise of Celeste Hernandez over the past several weeks. At this time, we can confirm that Celeste Hernandez is deceased.
She's deceased. Wow.
Good job. And that her body was found in the front trunk area of a Tesla belonging to David Brke. Oh my God, these guys are stellar. Oh my God. Brilliant. Say more. Say more. Tell us something we don't know. I'm kidding, because this is stuff we already know. Okay. They're like, we've been knowing this for the past 2 weeks. So why don't you give us something else? But moving on. The vehicle had been parked at the location from which it was towed for several weeks. So Ms. Hernandez may have been deceased.
Yeah, they came up with, even though they just found her September 8th, they believe her body has been in the car for at least a month or so. So when the car was being moved for weeks on end, Miss Celeste Hernandez's body was in the car. So, and they believe that Miss Celeste died probably the end of July or the beginning of August. So, yeah, she's been gone for a long time. You know, her body was found one day, which is her birthday is September 7th, one day before her birthday. So maybe that is some type of superstition or power or something going on, that she was found the day after her day before her birthday, you know. And also, they said they found the key card that David had just thrown in some type of drain by the house. So I'm like, really? They're being really careless with the information or the evidence, because I'm like, you that lazy? You can't, you know, put the key somewhere else that's not in your neighborhood? You couldn't move the car somewhere else not in your neighborhood? And then speaking of the Tesla, it has 6 or 7 cameras. You can use another car, so they're trying to pull up the footage of the car, the Tesla with the 6 to 8 cameras, to see if Miss Celeste comes up on the footage of the Tesla, because it has 6 to 8 cameras on there, and when you walk by it, the way it's made, it comes up on his phone. So he had to disable that part of his phone, or it was showing his phone like who's like really close to the car and stuff. It was showing me email. You can unlock the car with your phone when it's a Tesla. So it's 6 to 8 cameras. You can do a whole bunch of stuff with the Tesla on your phone. And Mr. Pascal, I believe, as a sick joke, maybe she got high or something and died, and they probably chopped her up. Or we never got to the bottom of that, what happened, where her body was dismembered or not. Nobody still knows, but we know she's not pregnant. And so that was the motive, because Celeste Hernandez wasn't pregnant from David or anyone else. She had to be pregnant the whole year. But the Tesla, the cameras, which come up on the camera, And also, theories going now. You saw how dirty the car was. It was like maybe he ran off the road and put the body outside somewhere, and came back and got it, and that's how the car was looking so messed up because he was going into the woods with his body and stuff like that, trying to hide it, trying to take it back or whatever, and put it close to the car because he was getting remorse or something. So back to the video. Let's see. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, and share. So back to the video.
Okay. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has not yet determined the cause of or manner of Miss Rivas Hernandez's demise. As such, it remains unclear whether there is any criminal culpability beyond the concealment of her body. Now, like I said before, they're saying we don't know if there was any criminal activity. But what we can say is that no matter what, somebody's going to be going down for this.
Exactly.
They concealed her body. Okay? They went and they tried to hide the remains. So no matter what, if her life was not taken by somebody still went out of their way to try to hide her remains. RHD, which of course is the Robbery Homicide Division, is thoroughly examining every aspect of this case to uncover the truth and seek justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez and her family. We appreciate the public's patience and understanding as we continue this investigation. Further updates will be provided as appropriate, but at this time, we are unable to answer any additional questions. So in other words, they give us all the information that we already know. There is no big, curveball here. That's for sure. Okay? But still, nothing new here. They still don't know if there's any criminal activity. They do not know if this has anything to do with anything criminal. And they're still waiting on that information. Great. I was hoping for more of a reaction, more of a statement. But okay, they're playing a lot of this very close to the vest, and I don't know why. Now I get it. Things can go off the rails, especially with the internet. Okay, these internet streets be wildin'. Okay, internet streets be wildin'. But at the same time, I was hoping that there would be a little bit more information other than this. But that's all we got. And then, of course, what TMZ has exposed, which is, okay, they're still waiting on toxicology, but they know for sure that she was not pregnant when she lost her life. That is for sure. But moving on, we got some more information, okay? Apparently, and yeah, you know what? When it doesn't go completely off the rails, you know what I mean? Like, we're not spinning off the planet. We're not making things up. We're not, just adding all this conspiracy theories, like the crazy conspiracy. Ancient aliens, man. You know what I mean? Like, I am very happy when keyboard warriors and those internet sleuths get involved, because a lot of times, by them talking about it, it keeps that person's name alive, and it keeps it relevant, and it also gives pressure to law enforcement to get their ish together. So we got to keep on talking. And this is on so many other cases too. In fact, it's the same thing on putting the pressure on Emmanuel Hado, and the fact that they still have not found the remains of that baby boy. It's that kind of pressure. It's important. It holds them accountable. It lets them not forget that we give a damn and that we're watching everything that they do. Those things matter.
So yeah, that's that, and yeah, it does matter. And so, hello, welcome in. Please hit the like. We're talking about David and Celeste. She was not pregnant, but they still trying to see if it's a homicide. But I'm like, how can she chop up her own self? So Yeah. Please hit the like. 6 people in the building. I should have 6 likes. 6 likes, y'all. David, do you think Date.D4VD did it? Or do you think he's been set up by his management, or is just some random person just took the life of Celeste and trying to frame him? Let's go. Let's go.
That's baby Ty. I swear to God, I know his face and his figure from anywhere, honey. Honey, come here. Paw, come here. Ain't that Ty? Oh, yeah, that looks just like Ty. I saw him wear that shirt just the other day. Well, I'll be damned. Did he really do? Son? Hear me out. They say that she had been missing for well over a year and a half. But they say exactly 1 year before her body was found, she went back home to visit family. Why? Hold on, why? I know that's loud, and I'm going to lower it down a little bit. I know it's loud. It's early or late for all y'all, but here it is. Why is she suddenly visiting? Does anybody see what I'm seeing? That don't make no sense. Why would she be visiting if she's a runaway? Would it be like she came home and everyone was like, yay? You know? Mazel tov. They don't say mazel tov, but you know what I mean? Okay? Feliz Navidad. I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean? You know? Do you not see what I'm seeing? She is a repeat runaway. Okay? She's a repeat runaway. Her coming back home is her coming back home.
Exactly.
That ain't no visit.
How do you visit your house and you're a runaway? The cops have, what is that, paperwork on you and said you're supposed to be there. How can you visit your house? So if she's at home, right? So she's no longer missing if she's at home. So she hasn't been missing for a year and a half. She was missing only 6 months until she went home and let them know that I don't live here anymore. So the police got that wrong. So yeah.
So where was she staying that they would say she was visiting her family back in her home? Do you see what I'm saying? Somebody talk to me. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yes, I do.
You know what I'm saying, right? This would technically mean she's going back home. This ain't no visit. This ain't a visit. She's supposed to go home.
Exactly.
It's not like she went to a boarding school. She's going and visiting on the holiday
Holiday.
before she goes back to boarding school.
Boarding.
No, she went back home. So why is she visiting? Come on, guys. I know, Nicole. I'll try to say it again, okay? See, now she's 14, and she from Lake Elsinore. Okay? So her fam bam over there, you feel me? And she used to run away a whole lot. But then out of nowhere, she comes back home. That ain't her visiting, that's her going back home, you feel me? So if she was disappeared for like 6 months, and she was all up in the Hollywood Hills, technically she would not be visiting her fam bam, you feel me? She would just be going back home from running away.
Exactly.
The prodigal daughter had returned. You see what I'm saying? So this ain't a visit unless, oh dear God, here we go for the left turn.
The left turn.
Unless the parents at that point were cool with her living in the Hollywood Hills. And she was indeed coming over to visit for a little bit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. I mean, this is just, hey, listen. It could be a writing error. I could be leaning on semantics alone. But when you say she went home to visit a year before she went missing, yet she was missing, reported missing where she was missing for a year and a half, that would technically mean that she went home 6 months after 6 months of missing, went back home, hung out for a little bit, and then kicked rocks again, and then she went missing for a whole year. You see what I'm saying? That's fine. I'll put on my tinfoil hat. But I'm just saying the math ain't math, and this is what they've been saying, guys. Look at all the information that they've said. Just like when I say, is she dismembered or is she not dismembered?
Yes.
It makes sense. Places are saying that she's still intact. Some other places saying that she...
Yep, it can't be. Oh my God. It can't be both. Is her body dismembered and put in 5 bags? Or she's still together and she's in one big trash bag just thrown in the car? So has she been missing a year? Or was she only missing 6 months, you guys? It can't be both ways. And that's what makes me think that the LAPD and evil Hollywood is working against the civilians for these Hollywood elite and this almost Hollywood elite, Date.D4VD, because they're giving us all this false information and they're not even trying to make sure that we have the right facts. And all this time, all these people working on this case, they can't give us a yes or a no for like just critical questions. So that makes me think, because everybody talks about LAPD, Hollywood police in California, that they, you know, do whatever they want to out there for the rich and famous. And this would make me believe that, because they're not giving us any efficient answers, and also saying that they don't even know if it's a homicide. A person in the trunk of a car is not a homicide. I don't know what the hell is. Come on, LAPD. I know they're paying you off, but still, don't insult our intelligence. Saying it's not a homicide and a person is dead in the car. What the hell? With a trash bag. So she put the trash bag on her head and the tape on her head and put herself in the trunk. That's what I'm supposed to believe, and that's what the people are supposed to believe, right? She put the trash bag over her body with the tape and put herself in the trunk. Not a homicide. You got to be kidding me, LAPD. But back to the video. Yeah.
dismembered. Now they're saying that she was visiting when they back home. She went home to visit family a year before she went. It disappeared around her birthday time. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So somebody got the timeline completely off or completely wrong. She hasn't been missing for a year and a half. She's been missing for a year, if that. She went home to visit. So that means that she was staying somewhere else and went back here to Lake Elsinore, her home, with her family to visit. So in other words, she's living somewhere else. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's not like she's at a boarding school. It's not like she's at a school for wayward kids or anything crazy like that. No. She's living with David in the Hollywood Hills. And for some odd reason, she decides to go back home to visit her family. So her family, which we already heard about the brother saying that the family knew that she was in a relationship with David. You see what I'm saying? So this sounds like the family was totally cool with her living up there. Just fine. Fine with it. Go. We can't fight you anymore. We can't keep bringing you back a million times over. Go live with them.
Yep, sometimes you gotta do that. You gotta do that sometime with these uncontrollable teens.
Never sue the person who hit you after a car accident.
But yes, the evidence that points to David,
And I didn't sue.
okay, is they both had shush tattoos on their left index fingers. There are a video of them living together and speaking in something called Discord, talking to each other, making like their relationship. And also there's video chats. There is pictures of her and David. There was a ring with her and David in the picture. The brother knows him. The brother said she was dating somebody named David, and so did the mother. So, and also, how do you visit your family? They put in the police report when the missing person report was in. They said that she was visiting family 6 months ago. So if she's missing, how do you visit a family? Wouldn't she be home when they have legally authority to keep her there? But yeah, so all the evidence is pointing to David. So the tattoos, their video chats of them, there is them living together. They have the same matching shush tattoos and a ring. And also, she was in David's car, and there are pictures of them together. So yes, it's pointing. There's actual evidence against this dude. So let's get back into the video.
I'll stop him for a second.
Oh,
At the
wrong
same
way.
time, that just seems a little bit weird. But moving on. To me, visit sounds like they knew she was there. So really, she wasn't missing. She lived with David. So she visited her family 1 year before her body was found in David's Tesla. That's what the video, or the new video, of her arguing with her parents' neighbors seems to show. So the video obtained by TMZ was recorded by a Nest camera on September 8th, 2024, months after Celeste had been reported missing. So she had been missing, she came back home. Neighbors say it shows her going off on a family over a prank. In the clip, a family sits outside their apartment building listening to music when Celeste starts yelling, accusing one of the kids of ding-dong ditching her parents' home. While the nighttime vid isn't super clear, we're told the neighbors recognized the girl as Celeste because they'd seen her face on missing posters that had gone up in the area back in April of 2024. Celeste's high-pitched screams cut through the air as she confronts the family with swear words and perhaps a racial slur, peppering her tirade. You can hear a man yell back, "He isn't black," and therefore, she shouldn't call him the N-word. You shouldn't be calling anybody the N-word, okay? Just in my personal opinion, okay? Real talk. Whatever. After this confrontation, we're told the neighbor's boyfriend went to Celeste's house to apologize.
Hello. Welcome in. Hit the like. We talk about David.
So I guess maybe she got in her feelings. Maybe she got in her feelings about being messed with, and she didn't like that too much. I don't know. One neighbor told us when Celeste was reported missing in April, her family walked around with those posters, and when the neighboring family saw Celeste that night, they just assumed that she had been found, that everything was fine. The date of the video, September 8th, is notable, as that would have been the day after Celeste's 14th birthday, and exactly 1 year before authorities opened the trunk of David's impounded Tesla to discover her remains. As we reported, we already know about the death certificate, okay, but they're saying, revealing that she was not pregnant, as some people online have speculated. However, the cause of demise has been deferred. They're still waiting on toxicology results and all that as well. And of course, they tell us that information is critical to the progress of their investigation. And I agree. I feel like that is clearly the biggest thing. They're holding out for that. They're holding out for this toxicology because it's going to tell us a story. It's definitely going to tell us a doggone story. Period. Okay? It's definitely going to give us a story. Oh, sorry. My bad. So let's get into the video, shall we? Let's see her tripping.
So that's Celeste with the red thing right there.
Right there. I'll say we're there. See that door? Hold on, guys. There we go.
You gonna let me talk? No, you ain't gonna let me talk. Why you not gonna let me talk? You tripping. Nah, you tripping. How about you tripping? You gonna let a woman talk? Alright, I'm not gonna let your woman right here, homie. We're Southsiders right here, homie. We're Southsiders here. Get it right, homegirl. Shut up. With your black coffee.
We're gonna rewind it some.
And Rivas's dad answered, but he seemed unbothered by the situation. So I guess maybe she got in her feelings. Maybe she got in her feelings about being messed with, and she didn't like that too much. I don't know. One neighbor told us when Celeste was reported missing in April, her family walked around with those posters, and when the neighboring family saw Celeste that night, they just assumed that she had been found, and that everything was fine. The date of the video, September 8th, is notable, as that would have been the day after Celeste's 14th birthday, and exactly 1 year before authorities opened the trunk of David's impounded Tesla to discover her remains. As we reported, we already know about the death certificate, okay, but they're saying, revealing that she was not pregnant, as some people online have speculated. However, the cause of demise has been deferred. They're still waiting on toxicology results and all that as well. And of course, they tell us that information is critical to the progress of their investigation. And I agree. I feel like that is clearly the biggest thing. They're holding out for that. They're holding out for this toxicology because it's going to tell us a story. It's definitely going to tell us a doggone story. Period. Okay? It's definitely going to give us a story. Oh, sorry. My bad. So let's get into the video, shall we? Let's see her tripping. There she is.
Right there. I'll take her there. Yeah, Dory. Not yet.
Hold on, guys. There we go.
You gonna let me talk? No, you ain't gonna let me talk. Why you not gonna let me talk? You tripping. No, you tripping. Stop like you ain't tripping. You gonna let a woman talk? Alright, I'm not gonna let the woman talk.
Good.
Ain't nobody black right here, homie. We're Southsiders right here, homie. We're Southsiders here. Get it right, homegirl. Shut up with your black coffee. Shut up. Talking like you're that girl with your black coffee. Yeah. Yeah. Ain't no black right here. What you talking about? I said we're not black over here. Why are you trying to...
This is lovely.
Oh, go back to your house.
You know what? You know what? Hold on. This is crazy. Yeah, it's not great. This is not the greatest. But you'd be surprised. This is how people talk, y'all. This is how some people talk. I'm just saying, and it's all caught on tape. And she's losing her mind. She's really, she's going off. Hold on, you can hear it in the background. She's screaming and everything. And I get it, you know, hormones and being young and 13 and 13, 14 at the time. You know what I'm saying? She just turned 14. I'm not trying to justify any of this stuff. Not at all. But at the same time, this is crazy. And I think this explains some things in my personal opinion. Now, I know this is just one moment in one person's time, okay? And that should not automatically mean this is how this person is on everything. But this is something else here. Let me play a little bit more. I rolled it back a little bit because I wanted to hear more of her reaction here, okay? This is not great, okay? And I'm just cutting in between times so we can air out the colorful talk. How's that?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You need to go home. Seriously. I'm not Mexican. Salvador, you tripping. Oh my God. Not you tripping. Hold the out of
come on now. I'm in the middle of my video.
You know you can pay like 99 cents.
Jesus.
Okay, that's enough. So let's talk about this real quick. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more insight on this girl. But here it is. With all due respect, because I don't know her, just like you guys don't know her. And this is a moment that we're seeing, this one moment in time. This should not automatically show, or, you know, this should not be the theme on who she is in general, right? But this could show us a little bit more insight on the dynamics at home. So you see what happened here. Whatever happened with this ding-dong ditch situation clearly triggered her to no end. When they said she's coming from a troubled home and she's trying to get away from that troubled home, it could be the neighborhood and the environment in which she is in as well. It may be a thing where she has two doting parents. They loved her dearly, but she just didn't like where she lived. She didn't like the area in which she lived. Maybe this is an ongoing beef, because it didn't seem like the dad or the adults were handling this situation in the best or in the most diplomatic and adult-like way either. They were stooping down to her 14 age level as well. If you see that, they're not going into this. They're not going into this and saying, hey, sweetheart, hold on. It was a misunderstanding. You know, hey, you know, whoever did the ding-dong ditching, you know what I mean? Can you apologize? Can you please apologize? You see what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. It just turned into this yelling match between a grown man and a 14-year-old girl.
A grown man arguing with this little girl.
I don't know the story, but you never know. There could be so much more going on here. You see what I'm saying? Between that family and her, to the point where she just snapped. Or maybe they keep on going to the house and messing with her, the kids. You know? And maybe that was the umpteenth time where she just couldn't take it anymore, right? But no matter what, she got a temper on her, that's for sure. Okay? And you never know. Maybe, like I said before, maybe this is a rebellion thing. That's the reason why she kept running away. Again, maybe the dynamics at home are not a thing. Maybe there isn't DV or anything crazy like that. You know what I mean? Maybe she just was young, with a lot of spunk. You know what I'm saying? Young with a mean streak. You see what I'm saying? But we don't know yet. We don't know fully what's going on here. But it does tell you something. And to me, it tells me that the dynamics outside of the home, the neighborhood, right? It could be an added piece to the whole troubled home. But like I said, we don't know everything yet. But that is something that it's a very interesting situation. Again, we can't just look at that one moment and say, oh yeah, because it's, you know, because she acted this way, that's how she is all the time. No, that's not fair. That's not right. Right? But it's definitely interesting nonetheless. Okay? It is definitely interesting. So, let us continue with our conversation. Because Ashley Banfield just came out with a video. And I think it's interesting. Actually, you know what?
Yeah, let's put on Ashley.
Yes, no, we're going to do this.
So now we're going to look at the news. We're going to look at Ashley Banfield and Nancy Grace's video about Miss, what's her name? Celeste Hernandez. So we're going to watch Ashley Banfield and Nancy Grace take on the DV4 / Celeste Hernandez. So let's get into here.
She had gone missing. She went home. Okay? And that, to me, makes no sense. Some of y'all might, like, some of y'all, maybe I'm not saying it properly. Maybe I'm not saying it well enough. But if you really think about it, it doesn't make sense. They said that she had been missing for 1.5 years, yet she came back home. And they're saying she came back home to visit. If somebody's a runaway, they're not visiting, they're coming back home. And hopefully you're trying to keep them home. They're not visiting. That means that they live somewhere else. If they're coming in to visit, that means that that girl lives somewhere else and that she technically was not missing then. Because you knew exactly where she was. And if she was staying at David's home in the Hollywood Hills, this would all make sense now, wouldn't it? Think about it. So let me play this. She's even talking about it. Let's see if she agrees with me. I haven't seen this yet. I haven't seen the whole thing yet. But let's see if she agrees with me.
Brand new video of Celeste Hernandez that completely rewrites the timeline of the case as we've come to know it has surfaced. Video was recorded at the home of...
Hold on. I'm a genius. Even she's saying timeline don't make sense now. Changes the timeline. You said what?
Exactly.
Was gone for 1.5 years, missing for 1.5 years. Nope, that's not true at all. Not true at all, baby. That means she lived with that mother lover, and they knew, bro. They freaking knew, bro. But let's continue. Visiting, though? Visit.
Celeste's parents in Lake Elsinore, California, exactly a year ago, or a year before her body was found in the trunk of a car belonging to the rising music star named David. We had been told that Celeste went missing in April of 2024 and that her family hadn't seen her since. But this new video was recorded by a Nest camera on September 8th, 2024, which would make that 4 months after she ran away. The neighbors who provided the video to TMZ say that it shows her arguing with people who had pulled a prank on her. Take a look.
Let me talk to people, okay? You let me talk. No, you ain't gonna let me talk. Why you not gonna let me talk? You tripping. Nah, you tripping. On the door, you tripping. Oh my God. Nah, you tripping. All the out of here. You ain't get over there. Get your over there, girl.
Just by the very dates of this video seems to prove that Celeste visited her family at least once after she ran away for the last time. But 1.5 years after the final missing person report was filed, her body was discovered in a front trunk of David's Tesla. That was just 3 weeks ago.
Look at the lower third. Oh, the lower third is the title down below. Was Celeste really missing it all? Huh. Inquiring in brilliant minds. Like mine.
And mine.
I'm telling you right now, she was not missing. Not at all. That family knew exactly where she was. I am convinced after seeing that footage, after thank God and thank you for TMZ, after saying that in that article, saying, yeah, she just came over to visit. She came to chill and visit for her birthday. Visit? That means she wasn't missing, bro. That means she wasn't missing, though.
This video was just discovered as we're finally learning what's been going on behind the scenes of the investigation. The LAPD's captain and commanding officer released a statement saying that the body of Celeste Hernandez was likely in the frunk of the Tesla for a long time before it was discovered. According to Captain Scott Williams, quote, we know for sure that Celeste Hernandez died, and someone placed her body in the front trunk area of David Brke's Tesla. We know that the Tesla had been parked at the location from which it was towed for several weeks. So it is very likely Celeste Hernandez had been dead for several weeks prior to her body being discovered. I know, you don't think it's a big deal because it's like, yeah, we know all that, right? Not really. Like, this is the police finally confirming it, and they have been innocent. But that really does track with our reporting last week when we spoke with a private investigator who tracked down the tow reports for this Tesla. And they showed that neighbors had called police about that car on August the 26th. Police responded the next day and ticketed the car as per protocol. They got to wait 72 hours between each of the tickets they put on there. And after 3 visits,
72
they towed
hours.
the car. The second ticket came September 3rd, and the Tesla was finally towed September 5th. So by our math, police were involved with the car for a week and a half. But the neighbors who lived nearby said the Tesla had already spent close to a month. $1,500.
This will just rot until payday. No way. Just download Earn It. Check this out. It's money you've earned, so there's no...
Abandoned on that side road. And by the way, incidentally, it was just one street over from David's $20,000 a month mansion that his manager was renting. Tesla was registered in David's legal name, David Brke. The 20-year-old singer has not been arrested, nor has he been named a suspect. But his friends confirmed to TMZ last week that he was indeed in a romantic relationship with a 14-year-old girl, Celeste. Social media posts indicate they may have even known each other since she was 12, and maybe even 11.
Wow.
Captain Williams responded to the friend's characterization by saying, quote, "As far as their relationship, it would be premature for me to say anything. We are looking into everything." An important piece of the puzzle that has yet to be determined is Celeste's cause of death. The medical examiner has deferred a cause while they await the toxicology results. But one thing they have determined is that Celeste Hernandez was not pregnant when she died.
I want you guys to see this. I'm pausing it really quick, and of course, I want to not interrupt what she's saying. But look at this. The manner of her demise is still open. Okay, like they still don't know her cause of demise. Okay, place of where she lost her death, or where she lost her life. I'm sorry, is in a vehicle. Cause A, B, C, all these things, they still don't have anything, right? Her manner of demise, they don't know anything yet, right? They haven't said anything at all. That's the other thing too. Body status, it's been released to the family, right? That was something that we talked about, I think, sometime last week, when her remains were released to the family so that they can say their final goodbyes and take her to her final resting place, if that's even what they're going to do. They may cremate her, you never know. But nonetheless, this is still completely, this is completely up in the air, right? No answers have been made with this whole thing. People are still trying to figure out what the hell's going on here.
Yep.
But I'm telling you right now, when you hear what she tapped on, what Ashley Banfield tapped on, which of course we just talked at great lengths about, she was not missing. They knew exactly where she was. And the footage that we saw countless times of her running away, that footage that we saw also, where she's running down the street, the family already knew exactly where she was running to. They already knew that there was a relationship that was cultivated between her and David. They already knew that this whole thing was going on. We've heard information from family. The brother even spoke out saying that, yeah, the family knew about their relationship, about her relationship with David. And again, let me remind you, when she ran away the first time and police went up and got her, where did they get her? They got her at the Hollywood Hills. Then she ran away again, allegedly. And remember, they said she was never seen or heard from ever again. That's not an accurate. That's not an accurate timeline at all. Because she eventually came back home. Months later, she came back home and celebrated, I guess, her birthday with family. Then got into a fight with the people in her neighborhood, neighbors in her apartment complex, her family's apartment complex, fighting with them because the kids were ding-dong ditching her. Or ding-dong ditching the house that she was at. They even said she was visiting. They said, whoa, that's weird because she's here. And we see her on these missing posters, but she's home. So I guess everything's cool. She's home. Cool. Bet. She's home. I recognize her, but she's home. So I guess she ain't missing no more because she wasn't missing. The family knew exactly where she was going. When she ran, they knew exactly where she was going. I'm telling you right now, my theory and I know I have a lot of theories. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just a man. We're just innocent men. Okay? We're just innocent men. But here's the thing. My theory is that it still remains. This is an unrequited love. This was puppy love. She fell for this guy online, blah, blah, blah. And she wanted to be with him. You don't understand me, Mom and Dad. This is real love. You also got to remember, if she's dealing with neighbors like this, and she's fighting with neighbors like this, in this kind of fashion, do you really think she wants to live in that kind of area? When he's living in the Hollywood Hills, he's a big TikToker. He's got all kinds of followers on his Instagram and his social medias. He's streaming with thousands of people listening to him. Everyone's listening to his music. He's becoming a huge name. And here she is in this home where people are ding-dong ditching. You know, in her mind, she's probably going, these snot-nosed kids next door, they keep on bothering me all the time, playing pranks on me. I can't take it no more. Man, being up there in Hollywood, right, sounds a lot more tantalizing than staying here, where my parents are telling me what to do. I'm not allowed to talk to the man that I love. And I got neighbors that are just giving me a hard time all the time. Man, I want to be out, bro. Let me go. Which one sounds more interesting? Hollywood lifestyle? Being young with your man? Hollywood lifestyle? Okay. Painting the town red? Being young? And being around an up-and-coming artist? Or staying at home? With all that stuff. Fighting with grown-ass men that are your neighbors. I guarantee you, it's an easy pick. Especially when you're 13 years old. Think about it. My theory might not be completely off. Unrequited love. Romeo and Juliet. Shakespeare. Shakespeare. Okay? But soft, right? You don't understand this, Mom. This is real love stuff. You know? She kept running away. And at some point, the parents are like, well, we already know where she is, I guess. We keep telling her to stop running away. She keeps running away. We can't stop her. At some point, they realize they can't stop her anymore. Now, I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but because why would any parent do that, right? I'm pulling up. I'm telling you right now, I don't do 5-0. I'm pulling up to the Hollywood Hills. Okay?
Oh my gosh. What was happening?
Where Bill
Hold on, I'm having technical difficulties. There we
And
go.
now she went back and visited.
We're built to make sure you can.
What? You too. Come on now. Leave me alone.
That's weird. And maybe I'm a little old school. Maybe I was brought up a little old school. Okay? Maybe parents are a little bit more progressive nowadays. Okay? A little bit more modern. But no, not me. No. No, not with. So I don't understand why he hasn't been brought in for that. When it's already been confirmed that there has been some sort of romantic relationship with Celeste. Now I understand that could be hearsay, but if there's enough digital footprints out here to show otherwise, then he should be locked up. Or not even locked up, but he should be looking at charges.
God damn.
Like I said, I've seen people get locked up with less info. So I don't understand how he's allowed to be wherever he is right now playing Fortnite. Because that's literally what he's doing right now. Playing non-stop Fortnite. Awaiting for the inevitable. Which I truly believe will be his arrest. Where he is, I don't know where he is. But I hope he didn't run. I hope he stayed exactly where he needs to be, which is in Hollywood right now, so that they can bring him in when the time is actually right. We'll see what happens, y'all. But this is crazy. Anyway, guys, that's the show.
Yep. Hold on. So, well, wrong thing. So, yeah, that was Pascal, and you should check him out on the YouTube and his account. We feel some of the same way, but I wanted somebody else to say it as well, so y'all don't be like, girl, you tripping. He's not guilty and all that stuff, and none of the evidence is true, and people just making up story. No, LAPD is not confirming the story, and LAPD is making up story. Is she dismembered? Is she not dismembered? Has she been missing a year and a half, or was she only missing 6 months? How can you visit someone and you're supposed to be there? So yeah, it's just crazy. Oh my God. But yes. Now we're gonna get into Nancy Grace talking to some, experts on the case of DV4VD / Celeste Hernandez, and give their insight on what's going on, what's the red tape that's taking so long for David to be captured or apprehended, and they're gonna give us some insight on that. So we're gonna watch Miss Nancy Grace, ex-prosecutor video, and her intake on the David Anthony Brke / DV4 Celeste case. So give me a second and we could get into it. Thank you all for stepping in. Thank you all for coming in to the Shantavia Chronicles / the Shantavia Disney Wonders. I don't know if my name is going to stay that. I'm trying to think about it because they're giving me a hard time anyway for changing my name. So, yeah. So, thank you guys for coming in and liking the video. And please like and share. So, let's get to Miss Nancy Grace now. Okay.
Breaking news tonight. D4VD, aka David Anthony Brke, the artist known as David's alter ego, Pain, has emerged after a Japanese anime he created. His own alter ego that he has come up with is Pain. this as the Tesla key card to his Tesla is found hidden in a gutter. Why? Who hides their car keys or their key card in a gutter and leaves it?
Exactly.
In that trunk of that Tesla, a little girl, Celeste, just 13 years old when she goes missing, body in his trunk tonight. No arrest? I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
I'm asking this. There's a lot of times.
So yes, allegedly they have found the keys to David Anthony Brke's car. Is that like evidence that somebody else tampered with the car? Or yes, is that evidence that someone else has tampered with the car and possibly framed David Anthony Brke slash DV4, the singer of that one song, he don't here with you, whatever. Yeah, here with you. So yeah, they found his keys in a drain system close to the house. So let's watch Miss Nancy Grace, because she's pretty good at this stuff. Let her tell you what's going on with the case of David Anthony Brke slash DV4 and his 14-year-old lover, Celeste Hernandez. So let's go. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
And now she's dead. Tonight, this online sleuthing has exploded with literally dozens and dozens of theories, all centering around one thing. The SOD defense. Some other dude did it. But before we wander into the fantasy land of what might have happened, let's talk about what has happened. As we go to air tonight, we learned the key card to Date.D4VD, aka David Anthony Brke's Tesla, the one with the dead body in the front trunk of his very expensive luxury Tesla. That key card to that Tesla? Oh, there you go. Why is it hidden in the gutter? Joining me an all-star panel to make sense of what we are learning, straight out to Christina Gonzalez, joining us, award-winning investigative reporter, Fox 11 KTTV, joining us from this jurisdiction. Christina, why is the key card in the gutter?
And you know, keep in mind, to be fair, there's like 3 other Teslas on that block. But I have a Tesla, I know where my keys are. And I'm not living in the gutter.
Dave May joining me, Crime Stories investigative reporter. Where's the key card found? It reportedly goes to David Anthony Brke's Tesla. And why is it in the gutter? What do we know?
Well, we know that it was found by a neighbor, and it was found in the gutter. And the neighbor actually picked it up, Nancy, and turned it in to police. But as of the day and age, she posted it, or she did, onto Reddit, where everybody was able to pile on and talking about the relevance of finding a key card for a Tesla that had a teenager's decomposed remains in it.
I'm going to follow up with Steve Fisher in a moment about all the dust on that Tesla and what, if anything, it needs. But let me stick with the key card first. Joining me is Scott Eicher, digital forensics expert, founding member of the FBI Cellular Analysis Survey team, who is an expert in Teslas and their key card. Now, according to reports we've gotten, Scott, and I'm waiting to confirm this, that key card goes with David Anthony Brke's Tesla. If not, I'm sure we'll find out. Explain to me the significance of that key card.
Yeah, I have a Tesla, and when I bought the car, it's a 2002 Model Y, they gave me 2 key cards that look like little credit cards. And you put it on the center console, and you can start your car. Most people hide those away. I put those in my safe at my house because I don't need them, because I can use my phone once I set it up correctly to drive, open, and review all the camera stuff on my car. So, yeah, the key cards are important initially, but then most of the time they're hidden away from when your phone dies or something like that. You need to get into your car.
Guys, just look at that. We're getting that from Steve Fisher Investigates, and the shot of the Tesla key card is from Run It Back 777 on Reddit. Scott Eichert, can't the key card be loaned out? Like if you want someone to borrow your car, you can let them use the key card?
Yes, you can. You can book it because it doesn't have a name on it attached to it. It just runs the car when you need it to. So you can give it to a valet if you wanted to, or you can give it to your son. If he's not, already set up to use the car with his son, you can give that to anybody to use that to drive that car.
I'm going to circle back to you in a moment, Scott Eichert, because I want to find out everything I can about the Tesla nav system and all of the cameras. Teslas give you a 360-degree view all around the car, and it goes into a USB stick. Now, where's the stick? Will the car operate without the stick? Has the USB stick been removed from that Tesla, from Brke's Tesla? Is what's on the stick also recorded in the cloud? Isn't it true, Christina Gonzalez joining us, Fox 11 KTTV, that a raid was conducted on Brke, a.k.a. David, a.k.a. D4VD's home, his mansion, now I know valued at over $4 million, and a lot of digital evidence, computers, digital equipment was taken out of the home. Isn't that true?
Yes, they took quite a bit of computer equipment and electronics. That is correct.
Scott Eichert, this key card had been damaged by the elements. You saw it, right? It looked wet. It looks degraded. Can that be rehabilitated to make sure it belongs to Brke's vehicle? And what, if any, forensic evidence can we get off that card? I mean, I'm telling you, somebody threw away the key to my minivan. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, but I would find it. That shot from Run It Back 777 on Reddit. Go ahead.
The key card itself is like a credit card. If it's broken, damaged, yeah, it might be a problem identifying it. But it's like a programmable credit card. And it's just like anything else, you can get some forensics off of it, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem other than the elements that are on it. I doubt someone hid it in the gutter. I haven't seen the picture where it was found. It's more likely someone dropped it and it's in like the gutter of the street. But you can definitely get some information from that credit card or that key card.
I want to remind everyone that as we go to air tonight, David Anthony Brke, a.k.a. D4VD, is innocent in the eyes of the law, and he remains innocent unless the presumption of innocence is pierced and overcome by evidence that proves him guilty. Josh Coltrane joining us, veteran trial lawyer and former U.S. attorney, founder of Coltrane Law Offices. Josh, thank you for being with us. This would not be the first time that a killer has thrown away evidence thinking nobody would find it until they do.
Well, that's right, but this is certainly odd, just like other pieces of evidence in this case, are odd. And what I don't like about this, if I'm a prosecutor, is that the LAPD missed it. I mean, they're the ones that were searching the home where David was living, and they were supposed to have gathered all the necessary evidence. If I'm the prosecutor, I'm going to be pretty mad that they missed this. Now, a defense attorney is going to come in and say, chain of custody. How do you know that this wasn't placed after the police officers were there? How do you know that this isn't somebody setting up David?
Exactly. Exactly.
Also, maybe if they would have found the key card when they actually searched the house, they would be able to search it and get more material forensics.
Well, I can answer that, Josh Coltrane, because it wasn't in the house, because it was thrown in the gutter. That's why they didn't find it in the house.
Well, there were certainly, 20 detectives around there, and you would expect them to search the area. The vehicle was only found 150 feet away from the house. I mean, it was within a half a block away from that house. Why wouldn't they just check around, look in the gutter, look in the bushes to see what, if any, evidence would be around there. It's standard operating procedure. The fact that a Redditor found this on their own is embarrassing.
Let me correct your statement, Josh Coltrane. You stated that the Tesla belonging to Bird, aka D4VD, aka David, was found 150 feet from the home.
That's what
What
I
I
read.
believe you meant to say was the Tesla containing the little girl's dead body was just 150 feet away
Tell them, Nancy.
Burke's home. It's not just a car. This is a car containing his girlfriend's allegedly dead, dismembered body in the front-facing trunk. It's not just a car. It's not like he's getting a citation, a traffic ticket, which he did. There is a dead body in there 150 feet away from his house. The car was not reported stolen. She was not reported missing by him or his entourage. Why?
Well, that's the crux of the issue. If the evidence was so compelling that David did this, why isn't he charged? And the reason why is they don't have direct evidence that David did this. I mean, what's really strange about this, Nancy, is, you know, he would have to be one of the dumbest people in the world to leave the body of his girlfriend in a trunk of his car yards away
Are
from
you
his house.
actually stating too dumb to be guilty defense? What
Well, look
are
at the
you
case
actually using that? People do dumb things all the time. Criminals are not that smart. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in jail. You're joining me from Phoenix, Arizona, correct? Go look at the county jail. You think those people are smart? That's why they're in jail.
I just got paid $62,000 for my car.
I love Nancy. She's so funny. She said, criminals are dumb. Criminals are dumb. Do you think they'd be sitting in jail if they were smart? They're not smart. Criminals are dumb. But she's funny though, and she's very entertaining, and that's why we love Nancy Grace. So yeah, the key card of D4VD key card for his Tesla. Well, the girl, not just the car, his Tesla. The car or the Tesla where his dead 14-year-old girlfriend laid was only 150 feet from his house. So yes, so we must remember that when we talk about the Tesla. So let's get back into Nancy.
So, what the media is doing is saying how smart David is by foreshadowing in his music what he did in this case. Well, if he did that, he has some intelligence.
I'm sorry, I just chose because that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's clairvoyant. I'm saying that possibly, just like Scott Peterson predicted, it would be his first Christmas as a widow, and then boom, it was. I'm not saying that D4VD, aka David Brke, is clairvoyant, that he foreshadowed these events. I'm saying that they mirror what's going on in his mind.
Well, a lot of people, maybe not you, are saying that this was his motive, that the music that he produced somehow shows his motive in this case. And if that's true, if he was dropping hints and foreshadowing, then obviously he has a lot of intelligence for doing that. So if he has a lot of intelligence, why would someone leave a body of their loved one, their girlfriend? There's other issues with that, trust me, in the trunk of their car. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And the more information that we get, it shows that so many people around him had access to that vehicle. We know that she may have been living there.
Please. Hey, you know what? Let me go back through all my TikToks I've amassed and all the conspiracy theories. So you're buying into some other dude did it and then framed him? So somebody else killed this little girl, Celeste, goes missing when she's 13, with him. Gee, I wonder why. Somebody else killed her, partially dismembered her, put her in his trunk. Is that what you're actually saying?
Yes, it is. We do not know that's not the case, Nancy. We don't know that. We don't know it's not suicide. We don't know that she didn't overdose.
Josh,
We don't know.
you know what I think? We don't know the little green man from Mars didn't lean down and sneak into the house and drag her out and kill her and put her in his trunk, all to frame D4VD. Is that you're actually saying somebody tried to frame him?
I'm saying that.
You know what? This reminds me of the theorists that claim O.J. Simpson's son really killed Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. Did you believe that too?
We had forensic evidence in that case that tied O.J. Simpson to the murder. At this point in time, we don't even know the cause of death. We don't know if it was strangulation. We don't know if it was a gunshot. We don't know if she was pregnant with David's baby. There's so many things that we do not know yet. And what I'm afraid of is this going to be like Casey and Anthony all over again, where the coroner is unable to determine a cause of death, and there's not going to be any charges or a conviction in the case because of that.
Hi guys, the Fed has finally dropped interest rates.
But yeah, we don't know, I guess, because we don't have the evidence on how she legally died. Was it drugs in her system? Was she strangled with blood going to her head? And so they need her body, which is really, really decomposed after a month and a half in a trunk, in a hot trunk in California in the hills. And also she was not ever pregnant. So that theory is out with the rest of the theories. So, yes. Let's get back.
I just put it on loop this weekend and listened to every single one of them. They're awesome. Dr. Kendall Crowns, your podcast aside, is there any way that this little girl died of natural causes and then what, chopped herself up and jumped into the trunk?
So no, the fact that she's been chopped up would argue against the fact that she died naturally. Natural cause, she could have OD'd and then someone panics and then cuts her up, but that doesn't make logical sense. Why not just call 911 or wrap her up?
Who's giving a little 13-year-old girl drugs?
That would be
Do you think that's
people she's hanging out
natural
with.
causes?
It could also be a problem. Well, I don't think that's natural causes at all. That would be at best an accident, but due to the fact that she's being given the drugs, even it's a homicide as well. So there is no way she's ending up in
When
the bag.
you've seen a child drugs and they die, that's a felony. But you know what? I'm not going to attack you on that. I want your mind to stay clear as a medical examiner and not get bogged down in the law. That's why I have Cole's room. Again, the dismemberment of this little girl, 13 at the time she gets missing from her home, which is a whole other question. Where were the parents in this scenario? They report her missing once, she's brought back, and then she goes missing again. So she's going to the movies with her boyfriend, David. David who? You think for 1 minute, when somebody comes to pick up my daughter, Lucy, I don't see them at the door and smell them? Yeah. Just like I do their school bus drivers and anybody else is going to be around them. Yeah, I want to find out if they smell like weed or alcohol. Who is using drugs around this little girl? Why do we only know, oh, she went off to the movies with some guy named David? No. And then how long passes that nobody sees her or hears from her? Where were the parents in this scenario? That said, you were discussing natural or accidental causes. You know who you're reminding me of right now? You know? Jose Baez. Do you remember him? He was the lawyer, got $1 million book deal after that Kelly Anthony, a little tot girl, died naturally by accident in a swimming pool. And then her grandfather, this is not true, of course, and her mother, her bio mom, said, oh, let's just put her in a trash bag and throw her in a swamp. So you would actually go down the garden path, Dr. Kendall Crowns, this little girl dies by accident, and then she's chopped up, put in the trunk.
But you can't put blinders on when you're doing an autopsy and just assume that they've been dismembered and that it's obviously a homicide. You have to go through all the processes and rule out things before you get to the conclusion of homicide. You can't just come in and say, oh, that's a homicide, obviously, because then you'll miss things that could actually be factual evidence that could give you the correct cause and manner of death than if you just put on blinders and assumed it was a homicide the entire time. You can't approach everything with the idea of the mindset of you know what the answer is before you've done the autopsy. So what I'm saying is there is possibilities. People react differently to stressors and do crazy things. I've seen that a million times before, especially when there's drugs involved, especially methamphetamine. But you never know what someone might do when someone ends up dying and they're famous and they don't know what to do and they get their cronies to come in and chop them up and dispose of the body. So who knows what happened? But I can tell you this, through the autopsy, they'll at some point figure out what happened. More likely than not, this is a homicide because they cut her up and disposed of her the way they did.
You know, Dr. Kimball Krause, I've always held you in such high esteem. But I'm seeing you in a whole new light right now. And I believe you're spending way too much time on TikTok. And this is...
Why is Airbnb?
Oh my gosh, she said she is so funny. She said that he spent too much time on TikTok. And we're gonna look at the TikTokers on Nancy Grace right now.
Set up? What a perfect person to put it on, right? He's got sad, depressing songs. He's got songs about murder. He is the perfect candidate to set up and frame for a murder. They became the true David fans. I'm really starting to feel like, bruh, you done did this. We know it's you. I don't think David did it. I know I'm ruffle some feathers, y'all make it mad, but I really don't think he did it.
I'm gonna be honest, David did not do it, man. David did not do it. Like, y'all didn't spread the news, man. David did not do it.
I think it's safe to say that David did not kill nobody, bro. Didn't do it, gang. Yo, bro, just think about it, bro.
That is from @KillerRay3. It is from @QRecio2, from @TakenHooks, and from @EKStacks, all on TikTok. I can't wait to look later tonight and see what Dr. Kimball Krause has added. Maybe he will talk in a gentler voice, just like our last contributor. Maybe.
Oh my gosh. So yes, that is my video for today. That is my take on the D4VD and Celeste, David Anthony Brke, and Celeste Hernandez case. So yeah, let me know in the comments what do you think about it. And we still don't have answers about her being chopped up or dismembered, and if she was missing for a year or missing for 6 months. But we found out she's not pregnant. We found out about the key card. The key card was a couple of feet away in another drainage in David's neighborhood. And so, yeah, and people with all the evidence given about the relationship, the pictures, the shush tattoo, him being 20, she being 14, 15 at the time. They still don't believe that he did it, even though she was found in his car, close to his house. So yeah, I believe he did it, but they said they have to run the evidence and look, and so that's what it is. They need to wait till the toxicology report comes back. You heard the professional on Nancy Grace saying that she has to wait till the toxicology report comes out to see, was she drugged? Was she overdosed or something like that? Was she strangled? Everything will be in the toxicology report with the veins and the blood and stuff. And then we will see, even though she was chopped up, It was not a homicide, they said. They said they might have tried to dispose of the body, but that does not make it a homicide, even though I didn't know that. So I was like, if you tried to hide the body, well, isn't it homicide? And we heard on Nancy Graves from the expert that it's not automatic homicide. So thank you for coming in to the Shantavia Chronicles / the Shantavia Disney Wonders. Please like and subscribe and share. And you guys have a great Thursday.